If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. The Tiny Ship is dropping his new album, Let's Start Here, on January 27th, so in exactly 7 days. And I recently dropped a video about the announcement on this, and there was a couple of leaks before that. We basically got the whole track list, and we knew that this thing was coming out on the 27th with the cover art, but after he officially announced it, of course, now it's getting more hype. And now we also got to look at more details surrounding this, especially also a leaked track list with the features. Pretty interesting. We're going to take a look at this. Let's jump straight into the video. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 20 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter, the weekly hip hop briefing, by clicking on the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip hop over the past week. So make sure to go sign up on there and follow me on TikTok. I'm posting on the daily. You don't want to miss out on that. Now let's get into the video. So Lil Yachty announced that he'll be dropping his new album, Let's Start Here, next Friday on January 27th. And he announced this. He gave us the cover art, which is this AI animated thing that I don't know how to feel about it. A lot of y'all said it's hard. A lot of y'all said it's kind of trash. I'm leaning more towards the trash side, but you know, it's all right. I can kind of live. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's whatever. But funny thing about this album, obviously, is that it leaked under the name Sonic Ranch a couple of weeks ago already, or at the end of December, and the leaker was presumably this engineer that didn't get paid enough. That got debunked. It was just someone that leaked it, and we get that thing in its entirety. Now, Lil Yachty did react to this. He was kind of sad about it because this is, you know, the album that he spent a lot of time on. This is the album that he wanted to put out there as like his next big project, this experimental alternative album with a lot of Tame Impala influence, as he told us. After, you know, Poland now got all this attention, I was kind of worried that Yachty would be thinking that making music, kind of expanding your horizon as an artist, is not worth it as much as dropping some meme songs like Poland or Holster or what other type of tracks we got there. Well, now though, he's dropping the album, and we're going to take a look at the track list because that is the most interesting part about it. So as I said, the album leaked in late December, I think the 30th, 31st, something like that, and we got this track list. This is the track list that we got as the leaked version for Sonic Ranch that is now being called, obviously, Let's Start Here. And when you look at it, we had 12 tracks on here in total. We had the Black Seminole as the introduction, then The Ride, Running Out of Time, Pretty, Zone, We Saw the Sun, Blind, Say Something, I Need Your Love Interlude, Paint the Sky, Should I Be, The Alchemist, and Reach the Sunshine. Actually, that's 13 songs. I just said 12. That is false. It's 13 songs in total. And when this leaked, I was kind of like, well, is this actually going to be the track list? Because this was the leaked album, Sonic Ranch, that was still under a different name, that was kind of not even confirmed to be the whole album. But apparently it is, because there's been going track lists around now, including features that one-on-one exactly match this track list. As always, if you have other info, make sure to let the fans know in the comments. I always want to have everything, you know, corrected if something is wrong, so make sure to do that. But the track list that we got is this one. Now, this I found on the subreddit. It's been going around a little bit as somewhat of a, you know, maybe it was part of the whole rollout of this vinyl pressing company that already leaked the cover art on their page. That was the first time that we knew about this thing dropping, and also dropping on the 27th with the cover art and called Let's Start Here. We got that info from them first before we got it from Yachty, but they've also put out this track list. And the reason why I find this so interesting is because it one-on-one matches the titles that we had on the other one. So this also starts with the Black Seminole introduction, and it ends with Reach the Sunshine as the 13th track. So they're exactly one-on-one, exactly the same tracks. But on this one, the features are also added, which also makes it pretty interesting. Now, when we look at the features, there are actually only a couple of them, and they're pretty interesting. So he does have a couple of solo tracks in here, which is obviously fine, and I'm very interested in hearing what those sound like. But the second track already, called The Ride, already has a Tizo touchdown feature, and that is pretty cool. Hearing Tizo touchdown on a track like that, or like on a Yachty album, is actually something really cool. And this is what I mean with Yachty being one of the most interesting people to watch right now in hip hop, because he's bringing up artists that are kind of known in the, I mean, Tizo is not like underground, but I remember the first time that I heard of Tizo was during Yams Day 2021. So after the ASAP Mob put him on. And so that's why I've been always interested in the guy, and, you know, seeing him on here is definitely something that I like. Now, what I want to mention is that Tizo Touchdown is the only, like, you know, hip-hop artist on here, because the rest of them are singers, also primarily female. For example, the third track, Running Out of Time, features a Justin Sky feature. Haven't heard from Justin Sky in a long time. Remember, she had that track with Tyga that went pretty big, like years back. And also she had like a single, I think it was called Know Me, something like that. So Justin Sky definitely someone that I would love to see on here, though, and hearing, you know, Yachty on something like this, singing together with her, that would actually be pretty dope. The fourth track has a Fouché feature. You know, I always got to pronounce it with the French Fouché accent. y'all got to butcher me for that. But it's called Pretty. And he got Fouché on here, and that one's also going to be pretty cool. I mean, Fouché had her thing with the deep end thing last year, so definitely also been going up. One of the coming up artists in the R&B, you know, just hip hop culture basically over the past 2 years. Definitely would love to see her on here too. Also goes hand in hand with features like Justin Sky, and then the next track already has another Justin Sky feature on, so he's definitely going heavy on the female vocals on here. Again, proven by, you know, track number 7, Blind, featuring Diana Gordon. I didn't know her, I had to look her up, but also very talented singer. And then we go straight into another Fouché feature on the 12th track, The Alchemist. So we got, you know, Justin Sky on here twice, Fouché on here twice, and then also a Diana Gordon feature. And then we also on the last track have Daniel Caesar, which is also going to be amazing. Like, bro, having a Daniel Caesar feature on a Yachty track as the outro called Reach the Sunshine, that is going to be, I mean, I imagine this to be like divine music. Like, come on, that's got to be dope. So that's the track list. That is the features. It's going to be interesting to see if that's actually the real thing. I believe Yachty's going to drop the track list over the course of the next week. So we're going to see if this actually proves to be the entire track list, proves to be the correct version of this. If it is, though, you know, I called it. I'm just saying. Yachty did go on Twitter right before he announced this album and did say that he has a lot of things to say. So I'm really not sure what this album is going to be about, because on the one hand, I'm thinking it's going to be a lot more singing, a lot more live instrumentation, like he, you know, told us in that Icebox video, that's the way he's approaching music now. And I do want to hear that from him, but on the other hand, saying that you got a lot of things to say also maybe implies that you're rapping a little bit. Maybe we'll see a combination of both. That would actually be the best version, I believe, in my opinion, for this new album. Now, that's all we got, though. That's the info on, you know, Let's Start Here. Yachty dropping in exactly 1 week. I'm definitely interested in this album. I'm going to be listening to this live on Twitch next Friday when it drops, because this thing is definitely something that I've been looking forward to for some time, because Yachty, I think, is one of the most interesting figures right now in hip-hop, because he can come through and he's pulling a lot of strings behind the scenes, being heavily involved in Her Loss, the making of that. So definitely an artist that you got to have an eye on. And I also want this album to do well, because I want him to see that, you know, real music is also worth it, and not just the meme songs with the poll and track and stuff like that. So let me know what you think about this, though. What do you think about the features? What do you think about him dropping next week? All your thoughts and your theories and everything you got on this, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.